Students, welcome back to the online class of physics. This is your name is back again with a classification of elements, the periodic table. So in our previous class we have learned about the Doberan's triads, law of triads, and Newton's law of Newland's law of octaves. So in this class we'll learn about Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table. So Mendeleev's arranged what he did, he just arranged all the known elements at that time in the chart in a systematic order in increasing order of their atomic weight. So he just took the atomic weight first, then he has arranged all the elements which were present, he arranged them in a systematic order with the increasing order. Okay, with increasing order he has arranged it with increasing order of their atomic weight. Okay, he just took the atomic weight and he just arranged all the atoms according to their atomic weight in a very systematic order. Then he divided the chart into 8 vertical columns known as group, and the horizontal columns were known as periods. Okay, what did he do? Each group is divided into A, B subgroup. First, what he did, he just divided the columns like this. 1 2 3 4 he arranged now. He just divided this into groups. Okay, 8 groups he made 8 groups, and each group is divided into again A and B subgroup. Fine, each group is again divided into A and B, 1A 1B 2A 2B, like this. Okay, each column contains element of similar chemical properties. Similar chemical properties. It is said that elements in the group have similar chemical properties and elements along the periods have different properties. Okay, as I said, it was arranged like this. So these columns are known as groups. The horizontal lines are nothing but, the vertical lines are said to be groups and the horizontal lines are said to be periods, right? So what did he say? All these elements which are present in group, elements which are present in group are having all similar chemical properties. Okay, they have similar chemical properties, wherein if the which are present in this group, these are nothing but groups. Okay, these are groups. These are periods, these are groups. Okay, so the elements which are present in the period, they are having different properties. Okay, they are having different chemical properties. Fine, this is clear. So what did Mendeleev said? He said that he arranged first in the increasing order of the atomic weight. Then he said that the groups, the elements which are present in the group are having the similar chemical properties, and the elements which are present in the period are having different chemical properties. He said that a group is having chemical properties, similar chemical properties, right? So if elements which are present in one group, okay, one group, for example, you are having one, we'll take any group, for example, we'll say it is R. I'm just saying it is R. So if this R is reacting with oxygen, then this will give you R2O. Okay, it is giving R2O. This is the which is formed, chemical formula which is formed. So that means any element which is present in this group, for example, if we take first group, in first group what we have? Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, cesium, rubidium. Yes, if hydrogen is reacting with oxygen, suppose in place of R we are taking hydrogen, is reacting with oxygen, it will give you H2O. If lithium is reacting with O, then it will give you Li2O. If sodium is reacting with oxygen, it will give you N2O. Like this. He said that if any element which is reacting in this first group element is reacting with oxygen, it will give the same formula. Okay, that means it will give this equation, this formula R2O. Okay, so that means it is having same chemical properties. Fine, it is having same chemical properties. Is it clear? So that means the element which is reacting in this, if it is reacting with oxygen, it will give R2O. Similarly, the elements which are present in second group, if they react with oxygen, they will give RO. So if I go with second group, if I am saying that same thing, then he said that the element will react with oxygen and it will give RO. If we take this beryllium, then we will see that Be reacts with oxygen and it will give you BeO. Similarly, if we are taking Mg, magnesium, Mg plus O will give you MgO. Similarly, calcium Ca plus O will give CaO, and so on. So he says that the elements which are present in second column, they react with oxygen to compounds forming this RO. Mendeleev tried to explain the similarities of the elements in the same group in terms of their common valency. You can see that the valency of all these elements are same. Suppose the elements which are present in first group, they have one valency. If the elements which are present in second group, they have two as the valency. So with the help of the valency, he tried to explain the similar properties which the elements are present in the groups. So now, based on this observation, whatever observation we have got from these group elements chemical properties, based on this observation of Mendeleev, there was a law introduced. That law was called as periodic law of properties of elements. What it was called? Periodic law of properties of elements. So this law came into existence. So what does this law states? The law states that the physical and the chemical properties are the periodic function of their atomic weight. As we have learned, their atomic weight shows the chemical, the atomic weight is dependent on the physical and chemical properties of the the periodic function. Whatever the periodic elements we are fixing up in the periodic table, they depend on the atomic weight. Now the physical and chemical properties show the their presentations only based on their atomic weights and their valencies. So now let us learn about the salient features of the periodic table, Mendeleev's periodic table. So what did he say? First was group and subgroup. As he said, he divided into groups and subgroups. So what are those? He gave 8 groups. Yes, and it was represented by Roman numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it was given by Roman number. They were represented by Roman number. Elements present in vertical column are called as group. As I already said, the elements which are present in the vertical column, they are called as groups. Yes, they are called as groups. Each group is again divided into subgroup. As I said, they are again divided into A and B. 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, like this. Then the example 1A, 1, 2, like we have alkali metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, etc. So next is groups. Second is periods. In periods, as I said, the horizontal rows, whatever horizontal rows we have learnt in the Mendeleev's, that is nothing but it is called as periods. They are 7 periods. As remember, we have 8 groups and 7 periods we have, and which are donated by Arabic number, that is 1 to 7. Okay, remember that the groups here, they are represented by 1, 2, 3, 4, like this till 8. Okay, whereas here the periods, they are given by the Arabic number, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 7, 6, 7. Fine, they are given by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by the Arabic numbers. The elements in the period differ in their physical properties from one another. As we already said this, they differ in their properties. Yes, they have different properties. Their properties don't match with each other with the elements which are present in the periods, and the period comprises entire range of elements after which properties repeats themselves. Okay, the next is predicting the properties of missing elements. See, till that time they have found some 115 elements, right? But still there were some missing elements there. So what they were just predicting the elements based on the arrangement of elements in the table. He predicted that some of the elements are missing and left blank spaces for it. He just left some blank spaces like that only because he was having doubt that some elements are missing. So he just left the space like that only. He did not do anything to that space. Then the Mandalay believed that some new elements would be discovered definitely, and in future they may discover that elements. Till then, he just tried to keep the elements like that only with the empty space. He predicted that the properties of these new additional elements in the advanced period depending on its table. He named these elements tentatively by afterwards when he found it, he named it as Eka. Eka is a Sanskrit word of numerical one. For numerical 1, for 1 it is said as Eka, to the name of the elements which were immediately above the empty space. The predicted properties of the elements, namely Eka, that is we have like we if you see the periodic table you can find Eka boron, Eka aluminium. Okay, and you have Eka silicon, with almost same as those of the scandium, gallium, germanium. The properties were same as the properties were same as the germanium and gallium and scandium. And this germanium, scandium, gallium, these all were discovered later. He just kept a place, empty place, and he named that place as Eka boron, Eka silicon, Eka aluminum, like that. Later on he discovered that element. Next is correction of atomic weights. So correction of atomic weight. What happened, based the places of elements were given based on the atomic weight, right? So the beryllium, indium, and gold, these all were arranged in according to their atomic masses. But later, how the atomic weight was given? Atomic weight is equal to equivalent weight into valency. This is the equation with which we find out the atomic weight. Okay, now when they calculated according to this, they found like actual weight. What they beryllium before, what was the weight of beryllium was 13.5. Okay, 13.5. Later on, when they calculated using this experimentally, using this equivalent weight and valency, they found that its weight was 4.5. Later it came to know that its weight is 4.5. Then as its valency, they thought before they thought the valency to be 3. Okay, but therefore the atomic weight of the beryllium was given as 4.5, which was given as 13.5 when multiplied into this. With this atomic weight, it had to be placed in the wrong group in the table. He said that its valency should be 3. Later on he said that no, its valency should be 3. If the valency is 3, then you will get, if the valency is 3, sorry, 2, it should be 2. If the valency is 2, then if you calculate this valency into this equivalent weight 4.5, then you'll get 9. So that means now it fits in the second group. Okay, now it fits in the second group, which is even similar to the properties of magnesium, calcium, etc. Yes, so now then he thought that its valency, its atomic weight, and the atomic weight is not correct. Okay, first it was to be 13.5. Okay, because they thought the valency is 3. Then when they took the valency as 2, they found it as 9, which was again matching with the magnesium and other chemical properties of the elements which are present in the second group. So similarly they have done this with other elements also, and they just adjusted all the they tried to correct all the atomic weights of all the elements, and they settled the elements in their proper respective groups. Then next salient feature is anomalous series. In some anomalous series, like see what happened, the higher weight elements were placed, in first higher atomic weight were first placed, and after this it was placed at less atomic weight. So like what happened, they came to know that the series there is some, there is something wrong with this. So Mendeleev accepted minor inversions. What he did just some minor inversions he did to change the to place the elements in the proper position, okay, to keep them in their correct position. So and what did he do? He did in the order of increasing atomic weight, as this inversion resulted in the elements being placed in the correct groups. So as Mendeleev was very extraordinary, all the chemists had to accept his explanation, and they agreed with this periodic table. But as we know that there were some limitations of this periodic table. What were those? So there were few limitations of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Like I said, anomalous pair of elements, like we have learned just now, anomalous pair of elements. So higher, the highest atomic weight proceed with those of the lower atomic weight, right? Certain elements of highest atomic weights precede those with the lower atomic weight. For example, if we take tellurium, what is the atomic weight? It is 127.6, which was precedes iodine, and its weight is 126.9. So that means this is having less atomic weight, right? This is having less atomic weight, and this is having more atomic weight. So that means this should be, there is some change should be done between the this pair of elements, right? So that's what. And the second was dissimilar elements were placed. So this was the first one, and second one was dissimilar elements were placed together. Okay, dissimilar elements were placed together. So what had happened, this element with dissimilar properties were placed in the same group as subgroup A and B. For example, alkali metal, lithium, sodium, potassium are placed in the group 1. Lithium, sodium and potassium, they are placed in the group 1A. Okay, and they have been titled with the coinage metals like copper, silver, gold, etc. which in first group B group elements. Chlorine is out of fourth, seventh A. Chlorine is out of 7th A. Okay, chlorine is of 7th A group and manganese is of 7th B group. But chlorine is non-metal, whereas manganese is a metal. You can say this manganese, you can say it is of again 7th B. You can see that this chlorine is not a metal, is a non-metal, whereas the manganese is a metal, right? Manganese is a metal. So that's why what has happened, the group, there were some dissimilar elements placed up and down, so he want the corrections also to be done. So what has happened in later future, it was being corrected, and we got the modern periodic table that we'll be learning in our next class. And the modern periodic table is nothing but the periodic table which we are using now. I hope it is clear. If it is not, please try to go to the video twice and try to learn it. And as soon as you watch the video, I request you all to go to the textbook, so that it will be very easy to understand. So thank you for watching.